Hi everyone, welcome back to the Comic Book Corner, and this is your host Spider Slayer, and this is my dog Storm. We're here to do another comic book review, and finally, it's been a month, I don't know, maybe more, but today's comic book review is boom! Walking Dead, issue number 93. That's right, folks. Part one of A Larger World. Finally, it's here. Finally. Um, Basically, in this issue, there wasn't too much action going on, but in the last issue, we left off where Michonne and Abraham ran into a character that they have never seen before, and his name was Jesus. And basically, after a quick confrontation and a brief discussion with Rick, Jesus offered a connections with a network of thriving communities. Um, and that's how we left off. So in the beginning of this issue here, we see Rick, and he's just basically talking to Jesus, just saying, you just like us to join the community. And basically, Jesus is like, yeah, that's absolutely right. You can join us. And he's like, oh, okay, well, that's great. That sounds easy. What's next? And he goes, how could we refuse it? What do we need to help? And he goes to shake his hand, and the next thing we see is Rick is not as trustworthy as he once was in the comic. I mean, you could truly understand why, with everything that went on within the jail, when they were imprisoned and things like that. He just got hammered. People that he loved has gotten destroyed. So he's not taking this guy Jesus literally. He just tosses him aside, throws him on the ground, and and uh, you know, and Jesus is in shock, and Rick stomps on his head, and he's basically passed out. And the next thing we see is that Rick says, tie him up. Rick gets all paranoid. He gets the group together, and you can see here that they're discussing, amongst the group of each task that each group member is going to do. And one of the things is that Andrea is going to be on gun duty. Abraham is going to watch the perimeter. Excuse me. Michonne is going to back up Andrea. Olivia, she's going to take inventory on guns. Eugene, he's going to come up with a way to make other sources of ammo because they're running low on bullets. And Denise, which is the doctor, she's going to create a triage center, because there's one thing when you're having a horde of zombies come, but it's another thing when you have a group of people, because Rick is really anticipating some attack from a group of 200 people, just like at the prison when the governor came again. So next thing we see is there's a discussion about Rick and Eugene, about coming up with other ways to make bullets, and Eugene finally feels a part of the group, and he's finally happy about the whole thing. And then next thing we see is that Andrea is discussing here with Rick. They're discussing, that she's kind of, giving Rick another perspective on, what if this guy is telling the truth? Why are you jumping to conclusions that he's automatically this bad guy? So basically what happens now is that Rick is talking with Jesus, and he's all tied up, and he thinks nothing of it. you know, it's not a big deal to Jesus that he's tied up. This is why he took the position that he does. And basically, he tells Rick, he's like, hey, I just, you know, just don't keep me here so I don't piss my pants. So it's pretty awesome. Um, the next thing here, we see just a brief scene about Eugene and Rosita here on about, you know, how she misses Abraham, and Eugene is trying to, you know, hook up with her and says, oh, why don't you give me a chance, you know, I can make you happy. But she's like, you know, Eugene, I'm sorry. So I'm not sure where this going with the storyline here, but Eugene is starting to play a little bit of a bigger role in at least the beginning of this storyline. So this might lead into something. I don't know. Maybe Eugene might go a little AWOL. You know, something might happen. So the next thing we see is that we see Abraham and Michonne and Rick going out into town, scoping out the town, looking for attackers, just looking for people anywhere possible, just looking for people whatsoever. And they come across zombies. So here we go. They start hacking against zombies, and one falls on the floor here. Uh, Next, you know, Andrea is taking cover, you know, trying to see where the group has gone, and they're even going deeper and deeper out. And again, they come into more zombies, and I mean, they do it like not even thinking about it anymore. It's like second nature. And one of the key lines that Rick says after you see him just using his feet to get rid of the zombie, not even using a gun, but showing, you know, slicing off a head, and they just do it like it's nothing. And again, one of the key lines, he goes, you know, and I'll read it to you. Rick is like, we're still doing this? He's like, after all this time, we're putting ourselves in danger, killing the dead. This is our life. This. And he goes, think about it. Anybody break a sweat just now? I was about as startled by this as would be changing a tire. So that was what he's comparing zombie attacks now. Changing a tire, it means nothing to them anymore. The bigger threat is that he was worried about, you know, Jesus's group coming over and taking over. But he comes to a realization that he wants the community safe, he wants to improve it, but there's more to life than to being behind these walls. And the next thing we come across is that Rick has a an epiphany, and he says, you know, we just need to be a part of a larger world, and we just have to be brave enough to accept it. And here we see a nice page of them looking out into the larger world. And then basically that's the end of the issue. And so he's just saying, you know, if they betray us, then we take everything and we leave them for dead. And basically that's the end of the issue. My point of view of this is I think this is going to go on until issue number 100. I just like how Rick is being very cautious, and you just can't blame the guy right now, you know, through everything that he's been through. But, you know, in the grand scheme of things, you got to look at it. You got to get a network of people. You got to find a way to survive in this world. And they got to realize that they're not the only people out there, which I'm sure he realizes, but communities of that large would be a great help to them. So, you know, we'll see where this goes. And I'm looking forward to it. So this was a great start to the story. You know, again, you gotta be into the characters to like this book, and I know a lot of us do like it. And I give this book, you know, I pretty much give almost every issue of The Walking Dead 5 out of 5. So I'm not even really gonna rate it because you guys all know that I like it. You know, because it's my favorite book, and I'm always going to kind of show favoritism to it. So, but at the end of this issue, the next thing we see that I want to show you is that, folks, it's coming back. We all know it. We can't wait. But The Walking Dead returns on the February 12th at 9 p.m. So it's coming soon. Look forward to my Walking Dead TV reviews. They'll be coming back as well. And just to let you guys know that watch this channel, I know I did the Walking Dead 101, and I did like a pilot episode on Andrea. I will still be doing that, but I'm doing it on the other channel that I work on, which is Comic Community Central. I did post another one on there, and it's all about Carl. And actually, the next one I will be doing shortly is all about Herschel. That's off the subscriber's request, so I'm going to be doing that one next. Next on this page, we're getting into another show that's starting on AMC also, and it's called The Comic Book Men. That's coming on as well, and this will be on right after The Walking Dead, so this will be on at 10 o'clock. And I have a friend of mine that listens to these guys' podcasts, and I heard this is really funny. And it's basically 5 guys, 1 store, no script. So I heard it was really good. So, you know, if you guys are interested in this, Comic Book Ben is looking like it would be a cool thing to watch. And that's after The Walking Dead. And then after that, or at midnight, you're going to have The Talking Dead, which is also coming on as well. And then here, last but not least, and this is a lot of little extras on this video today, we have a preview of The Thief of Thieves. We have a preview of that. That's also done by Robert Kirkman. It's not a zombie book or anything like that, but this is a book about a thief, and he's trying to do anything, but he can't get his family back, it looks like. So, but it's done by Robert Kirkman, and it's about a whole bunch of bad people doing bad things to some people. So this is coming out in February. I'll be picking this up myself. But that's about it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the little walkthrough of it. And until the next review, this is Spider Slayer signing off and saying peace, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.